Hi everyone, this is gonna be a English only live. I'm gonna have my Portuguese version in about an hour. So if you are an English speaker or you do understand English, probably the next live I gave the option of two subjects. So maybe the other one we're not gonna discuss emotional salary. So if you want to stay on this one, you're very welcome. Right now, I'm inviting my American friends that are in line right now. So just finding who's around, inviting them. And see, we're gonna start in a few minutes. So just so you know, I'm gonna give you some information about what is and how important it is to have a emotional salary on your company, because nowadays, of course, everybody comes working as it's a financial transaction. But the thing is, right now, especially with the millennium generation, and they are. Hi, Lucimara. This will be an English live. So if you want to stay with us, awesome. Thank you about that. But I'm gonna have it in Portuguese in about an hour. Okay. So feel free to choose which one or both, and I'll be more than happy to have you. And if you do have any questions for this one, just let me know. We're gonna talk about emotional salary, and I was saying that nowadays it's really important because of the millennial generation to have a emotional salary. We do have emotional salary. We just don't know how to express or to quantify that. So, hi, I'm waiting that this is gonna be an English version of a live that I'm gonna do in Portuguese in about an hour. Feel free to stay with us, okay? But if you prefer to stay on the Portuguese one, it's gonna start in about an hour. In Portuguese, I gave the option of choosing two subjects. One is emotional salary. The other one it's how to decipher, how to understand the human brain. So if you want to vote, you can go to my reel and just leave a message over there, okay? Okay, guys, I'm seeing a lot of Portuguese speakers joining. Again, just let me know if you guys want to stay. This is going to be in English only, and in about an hour, we're going to start in Portuguese. Okay, so let's keep on going for the ones that are here and willing to stay. So, I just posted yesterday. I posted an article at LinkedIn talking about emotional salary, which is a revolution in the labor market. To be very honest, it's not something that everybody knows. It's not something that everybody is aware to. So one little definition, and that comes from Dr. Stephen Pullman's professor of neuroscience and strategic leadership of the Antwerp Management School in Belgium. He said that an emotional salary is the set of non-monetary benefits that a company offers their workers, and that complement the traditional salary with new creative formulas that adapt to the modern needs. So, I didn't introduce myself properly. For the ones that don't know me, my name is Peter Roman. I'm the owner of EQ Consulting International. This is a brain business consultant company. We help you to interview your customer's brain. So why am I talking about emotional salary right here? Just because of that. Emotional salary is the set of non-monetary benefits that company offers their workers, and that complement the traditional salary with new creative, Here's the key: creative formulas to adapt to the modern needs. What are the modern needs? Is the new workforce coming? Is the millennials? And this guy is a professor of neuroscience, and he's talking about business. So this is neurobusiness. That's what I do. That's what my company does. Okay, so that's why I'm talking about the importance of emotional salary, because nowadays, my friend, money is not everything. Maybe money is not even enough, because people, especially the new workforce, will trade your company for another one, even if they're gonna make less they are paying right now. And think about it. That's something that unfortunately we from the X and Y generation didn't think too much, didn't think it through. Because if you work for a company and the company doesn't give you any health cover, and the company takes so much out of you, all of a sudden, and this is what is going to happen in a short, in the medium, or in the long term, you will end up kind of sick, because all the pressure, all the stress, all the cortisone that is produced by your brain when you are in stress, or when the demand is too high for you, will accumulate and will create a disease inside your body. If you don't have any insurance, health insurance, the price of going to a hospital here in the US is ridiculous. It's absurd. So all the money that you will make trying to get rich, trying to consolidate a brighter future where you have your 401k and $1 million there and blah, 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 will go down the drain because you got sick. And because you got sick, you could not use that money for any other thing besides paying hospital bills. This is not cool. This is not what we wanted. This is not what we're looking for. We're looking for something different, a different outcome. So if you are wise, if you are a entrepreneur, business owner that has a different vision, start thinking about everything that you can offer to your internal customer, aka your employee, that can add value to the regular salary that you give. Work environment. How's your work environment? I know that nowadays, because of the corona, most of your employees will probably working from home. And because it took kind of a year working at home, in the beginning, the pain of changing the office to home was kind of unbearable, and they had to adapt. And now, if you are asking them to come back to the work environment, to the office, you're causing another pain to them. So you changing the second time in about a year and a half the work environment. Is that wise? Is there a median, let's say, solution for that? Can it be like 3 days at home, 2 days at the office, 3 days at the office, 2 days at home, until they do the transition in the smoothest way? Because the transition when Corona hits was really hard. It's this or nothing. So they need to do it. Now you have the option of offering a smooth transition if you really need them to come back to the office. So think about work environment. Work environment, it belongs to the emotional salary. Life balance. It's your company looking for the best of your employee, 100% plus creativity. You have to make sure that you are interested. Zig Ziglar, one of the main guys, one of the main speakers in the US, used to say, you want to be the most interesting person, be the most interested. So show that you are interested in your customers, in your internal customer health, life balance. Is everything okay? Can I do something for you? Can I help somehow? Do I have the resources to help you? And again, look, let's say that your employee is performing ridiculous well, and all of a sudden his performance dropped down drastically. The regular management will talk about what's going on. This is not acceptable, blah, 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 blah. The emotional, the limbic leadership will talk about how can I help you, because I noticed that was a shift. There was a big shift in your production performance. So what's going on? How can I help you? How can I do something to help you to come back to where you were and perform better? This is emotional salary, guys. This is what we do. It's a second nature for managers, entrepreneurs that do have this kind of vision, but you have to develop this vision. It's not a vision that comes instantly to you. That's people that has this drive to help others. But most of us, especially when business go down, is just focusing how can I save my business, not how can I save my people. But let me tell you, and I'm gonna come closer and whisper, you will save your business when you save your people, because business are people. If you don't help people, you are not gonna help your business. This is emotional salary, guys. Come on. That's how it is. So another aspect is the well-being, the psychological well-being. So the environment, the physical environment is one thing, but the psychological environment is another one. Do you have a lot of bullers in your company? Do you have somebody that all the time keeps comparing his performance to the others and make them feel worse? When you do have a focus group, can everybody say whatever they want without being, criticized by the others? Do you, as a leader, tell your group how important their work is for the company? How are they contributing to the growth of the company? Because if you don't, you're not paying the emotional salary, and that will hit you, that will kick you in the back. Another thing, development opportunities. I don't want to stay in your company if I don't see anywhere to grow. So, in order to give development opportunities to your leaders, to your internal customers, they need to create somebody to replace them, not you. And that's one thing that most of the companies don't understand that as well. You are not responsible to create the substitution for your great asset. They need to create it if they want to progress. But this has to be on your development plan for your customer, for your employee. He needs to know that in order to step up to another position, they have to have somebody, they have to mentor somebody, or they have to have a name. At least you cannot accept that, but they have to have an option to replace him in order for him to progress. And that's emotional salary. That's emotional intelligence. So emotional salary is all of this. But why? Hey, Johan, how are you, my friend? Long time no see you. If you do have time later on when I post on the IGTV, please check the beginning of this talk, because there's a lot of information that I think you're gonna find very interesting for you. So, my friends, again, the emotional salary is a revolution in the labor market, and it starts to being more important because of the millennial generation. These guys trade so fast, one company to the other, not because of the salary itself, the money that they receive, but because of all the other compensations that we just talked about right now. As a matter of fact, this is such huge that OCC Mondial, they did a research and they came up with some numbers. Emotional salaries increase staff productivity by 33%. Productivity of your staff increased 33% when they receive this emotional salary. The days lost through low efficiency or failure to meet goals drops by 66%. 66%. Just put the numbers, just crunch the numbers on the paper right now. How much do you spend just by low efficiency or failure to meet goals? How much does it cost for your company? Is it okay for you to increase by 66%? For me, it is. It's a no-brainer. Again, how much do you spend with absent employees, people that get sick? When they're happy, the chances of getting sick are lower than when they don't like the environment that they work, or there is too much pressure. Employee absenteeism through accidents, illness, or personal problems dropped by 51, half of your numbers. 51%, and 97% of workers feel closer to the company, meaning that they are becoming your advocates. Why do you need to spend money on publicity, on advertising? If you do have 1,000 advocates, how many customers, internal customers you have in your company? Do you think that by changing them to your daily advocates, it's going to change anything? Yes, it will. Because people, most of the days, they buy by the word of a mouth. They don't buy by advertise. You spend a lot of money on advertise. And what you want is real people, human beings, talking to another human beings to influence their choice, the decision making. And that's how you get it. 97% of workers feel closer to the company. If I feel closer to the company and somebody asks me how is it going, I'm going to talk a lot about my company. I'm going to talk wonderful things. So at least I'm going to put in this person, in my friend's brain, the willing to learn more about my company or to work for me or to buy my products. Because next time they hear about my brand, they have that as an information. And this information will change everything about my habit, my buying habit, the way that I see the company will change a lot. So how about that? Just for numbers, just to crunch numbers. Do you work? Do you deliver an emotional salary? That's another thing. And don't tell that to your employees. It is the same as giving an expensive pair of pants to your child. Don't tell him or her that this is expensive. And in a rainy given day, they got out. They don't have any other pair of pants because everything is dirty or whatever. And they use your expensive pair of pants to go out and play football. And because the game was really tight, somebody just ripped one of the legs of the expensive pants. Your child comes back, look at you, say, hey, daddy, hey, mommy, I need another pair of pants. And you want to kill your child, but it's your fault. Just use that as a metaphor to your company. Your child is your employee. If you don't tell them, why are you giving this or that? Or if you don't point it that you are giving this or that, they will never gonna find out. Worse, they're gonna assume that this comes with a package. And if you stop delivering this kind of extra service per se, they're gonna charge you on that. Well, why did you stop? And normally the answer is that, well, because you never say thank you. And the answer back will hit you like a slap in the face. I never asked you to do that. So again, why to use the emotion, what you have emotional salary, to increase those numbers that I just talked about. And what can I do in order to do that? Well, you probably are doing this a lot more than you think. But just start communicating that this is a part of the salary of your employees. And they don't realize training, growth opportunities, work environment, being recognized, being a part of the company culture, not being just a worker that comes for money. Everything is important. But sometimes you need to point out. And they will be happy when you point out, just like a child when he receives something as a gift because of the great performance that they had. Think about it, my friends. I have a lot of friends that are Portuguese speakers and some that are English speakers, or some other like Johan. But Johan understands a lot better than me, the English. So if you guys do have any questions, just let me know right now. I'll try to answer. This was a brief 30 minutes live that I'm going to post on IGTV. It's going to stay there for you to check and to go back to information. Also, please check my LinkedIn page. I do have a whole article I wrote yesterday about this subject, and there's so many other. Please scroll down because there are Portuguese ones and there are English ones. So just look at the ones that interested you. Leave a comment if you can. Okay, leave a like on this live if you really like it. And I'm just waiting to see if you guys do have any questions. If you don't, I'm just gonna go ahead and end this live because I'm about to start a Portuguese one as well. So I'm gonna give you like a couple of a minute to respond. If you don't respond to that, I will close this live. Okay. For the ones that stay with me, I'll thank you for that. For the ones that just jump in and out as well, because that tells me that people likes to know what I'm talking about. And this is a Sunday. This is a lightning live. A lightning live is a live that I don't broadcast. That's gonna happen. So whoever is online and whoever is around are the ones that are gonna come and check what's going on. So, not seeing any questions right now. Let's do like this. If you do have any other questions, any further questions, leave it in a comment box on the IGTV. Or just check the link that I have on my bio, on my profile on Instagram, and hit me with a question, okay? Take care, guys. Thank you, and see you next week. We're going to have another interesting conversation, interesting topic. If you do have a topic that you want to hear more about it, just let me know as well, okay? Have a blessed Sunday and see you next week. Take care.